Brandon, the marketing mechanic here. In this video, we're going to cover how you can create 3 months worth of social media content in just a few hours. Now, I want you to think about the importance of that. Think about it. You don't have to log in every single day or even every single week to post on social media. You can sit down for just a few hours, and for 3 months, your social media accounts will be rolling, posts will be popping up, and everyone will be thinking, wow, this person's really got it together. When secretly, between the two of us, we know that you just spent a few hours, maybe on a Friday, and knocked it all out in one time. So, I'm about to transition over and show you my screen, but I want you to understand what you'll be looking at. What we're going to do is going to require 3 big steps. The first step is the content idea creation. We're going to sit down on a spreadsheet, knock out all the information we're going to need. The next step is the actual content creation. We're actually going to create the posts. And the third step is going to be the scheduling. This whole method revolves around scheduling the posts ahead of time. So they're just going to automatically post every single week, and you don't even have to think about it. It'll be there. Now, big caveat, you still probably do want to check in on your social media accounts. If someone makes a comment, you're going to want to respond and things like that. But this whole method revolves around really reducing the drag that occurs when having to constantly create ideas every single day or week. What am I going to post about? What am I going to do this time? I need to say something on social media. Now you don't have to worry about it. And occasionally you may encounter times like, hey, something just happened, I need to post about it. Go ahead, go for it. But you don't have that constant stress of like, I need to maintain a presence because you sat down a few hours and you knocked it out for 2, 3, maybe even 4 months at a time. It's a great way to reduce the amount of time it takes to maintain your marketing. So let's jump in, get it done. All right, now let's get into it. As you can see on my screen, I have a spreadsheet pulled up. I've already pre-populated some of it. So the first thing we do is we go ahead and decide how many posts we want to do within the time period that we are covering. For instance, I'm filming this near midway through August, and so I'm planning out September, October, and November as well as the rest of this month. And I'm just going to go with a rhythm of 1 post a week. I could definitely do more, but for the sake of this tutorial, I don't think that's necessary. And so the first thing I do is I go ahead and specify the dates I want to post. I pull up a calendar, I look at it, and I write the dates. And in this case, I'm putting them basically on every Friday with a few exceptions around the holidays. I am making sure I don't land these posts directly on the holiday. I want to acknowledge the holiday beforehand. The other thing you'll notice in the second column, speaking of holidays, is before I have to sit down, what am I going to say on this post, I decide what's the general theme of what this post is going to be about. If there's any takeaway you can take from this training, is to do this. Start with a theme first, then try to come up with the content. Now, I got some freebies because these are around holidays, so obviously these posts I want to refer to the holiday. So having a theme is the best way to sort of jumpstart the creativity in your brain and really compress the amount of time it takes to create social media posts. Now, obviously, whoever you are, right, your industry is different than mine. I sell marketing services. You can do real estate or whatever else. So obviously your themes will be different than my themes. But I hope that you can sort of derive the general concept of how this works by seeing what I do. Now, for me, what I do is I think about the big sort of topics in marketing, and then I plan my themes related to that. So one thing that people want to know about marketing is websites. So I'm going to talk about websites. Another thing that they want to talk about is SEO, which is kind of related to websites, but not. Another thing will be branding, paid ads, strategy. One topic I love to talk about is ads, specifically good, bad ads. It's a fun. I love to review ads, make fun of them or praise them. Another thing I like to talk about is scams, like marketing scams, like things that are a waste of money. So here are some themes, and so what I like to do is take them and sort of drop them around and make sure. We'll probably talk about branding again. Here we go. So this is a simple way I'll start. I'll say, okay, here are the things I'm going to talk about. From there, we move to the next step, which is words. Now this is the part, it will take longer, clearly, because we're having to string together thoughts, and that's not always easy, especially if you have not had your second cup of coffee yet. But this is a great place to start, because once you've got your second or third one down, you'll find that you're really grooving, you're really getting the content out there, and it's not too difficult, especially if you do it in one sitting. I know that seems like a lot, but trust me, I've done this many times, separate and together, and as far as the total time it takes to create content, it's many times faster if you do it all in one fell sweep. So one example is for websites. I might do a post and I will talk about here's one thing missing from your website. The CTA. Don't waste money on broken marketing. Check out my article for more. Alright, so to save you time and not have to wait me to do all of this, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this video and fill this out, and then you'll see the third stage of this, or correction, the fourth stage of this, which is where we deal with the image and the video. So I'm going to pause this right here, fill this out, and be right back. Alright, we're back. I've created the texts, and now we're going to move to this next section, which is the image video. Before I actually go and create the images of the video, I want to plan them out. Now, admittedly, in this session here, I won't actually create the videos. I'm just planning the videos, but I will create the images I need. Just knock them all out. But before I start creating, I need to know what images are going to be. So that way, when I crack open Canva, which I mentioned earlier, I can just go, get all those images done, and move on with my day. So I look here, for instance, here's one thing missing from your website, CT. Okay, so I'm talking about something that's missing. So I want to do like a missing puzzle piece, and that'll be the center of my image. And this one I'm talking about doing things in the right order. So something about correct order, ducks in a row. Right, so I will try to find an image related to that. I talk in this one about right understanding, getting the basics squared away. So I could do something about maybe image of a foundation, or something related to mastering the basics. And notice I'm not being super duper specific, because what's going to happen is once we get to Canva, I'll show you, I'll do quick searches to try to get smart ideas, and then I'll find something and we'll keep moving on. Alright, so in this one I'm talking about paid ads. I'm saying start small, test, get advice, don't avoid it. So this is about not being afraid. So I'll try to find an image related to facing fear or uncertainty. Alright, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to keep going. I'm actually going to pause it, finish this, then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I've just quickly brainstormed several ideas for these posts, and now we transition over to Canva, and we use this as the starting point to create the social media post. So we'll just look at these first two. I'm looking for a missing puzzle piece related to this, and then I want to do something like ducks in a row for this post. So we'll start there. I'm going to switch over to Canva. Alright, what you're seeing here is the magic of why we can rapidly create these social media posts. I'm taking a post I've already made, and I'm going to use this as the foundation. Now granted, you're going to have to create a first post. Now, as you see me rebuild this, you'll probably be able to sort of understand how I made the first post. But here's the magic. Once you have your format, and your format might look differently, but in general, if you're doing a static image format, you're going to have a partial logo or a full logo, some sort of catchy text, and an image. That's it. I generally have two texts, but that's generally what you're going to have. Okay? Don't do a ton of text. This is about the max you want to see. And so, once you have your general layout of how your posts are going to be, once you're in Canva, you just go in and you click that make a copy button, and life is amazing. So, this is going to be that ad about the missing piece on website. And remember that the image we were looking for was going to be a missing puzzle piece. And this is a cool thing. You click on photos. Now, admittedly, I have the premium subscription, so I can click on Pro because I really only want to use those Pro photos. And then I'm going to look for missing puzzle. It's really amazing. Boom. We have all of these images. I'm just going to pick one for the sake of this. I don't want to belabor and just keep scrolling, although I can probably spend a little more time than I should, but it's fun. But I like this one because of the contrast. So what I do is, you're probably, Brandon, what's this thing? This is a overlay because the images are generally too bright, and I put an overlay on most images to make them a little less bright so the text will pop. I deleted that, popped this in, and again, if you're not quite sure how to use this software, they have lots of tutorials. Although if you can use Microsoft Word, I bet you can use this. It's pretty straightforward. You just see I'm moving the image around, then I put my overlay, to click around to get it, put my overlay back, and see that makes the image pop some more. And then I have to think of a clever thing to say. Here is your website missing something important. And so now this I do move. I'm trying to think what's the focal point here. I play around. I like it more like that. You can kind of tell it's a, I'll even move it here. Here we go. So again, each post I have to move this around a little bit because what I'm saying may change the sort of format. Here we go. I like this. Is your website missing something important? If you don't have a CTA, it does. That's not perfect. I'll probably improve that some other time. For the sake of the video, you can see this. Now check this out. Here we go again, right? File, make a copy. Alright, and now I just go back to the spreadsheet. And we're doing the ducks in a row. Alright, so I'm going to move this here, delete that, go back to photos and type ducks in a row. And would you believe it? Ducks in a row. I like that one. So I'm just going to get it where I want it, send it to the back. That's a great little hack right there. Pull this up. And now you can see why I need that overlay, because that yellow and yellow would not look good. So boom. Again, not perfect. I will probably clean this up at some point, but you get the idea. We just copy each post, change the image, change the text, then we're good to go. Is this the perfect, most outstanding social media post you've ever seen? No. But it allows you to create lots of content quickly that gives you a presence on social media, so if someone check you out, they can say, oh, this person really seems to have it together. And that's the goal of all this. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing, because if I switch back to the spreadsheet, you'll see that there's one other type of image we're going to have to make. And that has to do with the video itself. So let me switch back here. Video for the dental ad review. So I'm going to do this video about these dental ads. Let me show you one quick thing that you're going to want to do if you post your videos on YouTube. You really need to make your own thumbnail. And it's not going to be that much different than doing these sort of static posts for Facebook, but I want you to see that you can quickly do it in Canva as well. So let's go back to Canva. And here's one thing you can do. It's pretty awesome. You can just search YouTube thumbnail. So this is if you're going to post a video on YouTube. Just going to hit that. The cool thing is it gets the dimensions right, and it gives you lots of sort of templates you can just borrow and use. So I'm looking here. There's a lot. I'm not going to belabor trying to find one, but I do like the general layout of this one. So I'm going to choose that one. and I'm going to show you a really cool hack that if you don't know already, this guy's not me, so I'm going to get rid of him, and I'm going to import me into this. So I've already took a photo with my phone, nothing fancy. You're going to watch this and you're going to be amazed, okay? So I'm going to upload a photo. So we go to upload. I'm going to upload files. You can see all the stuff I've done. I'm going to use a similar image of me thinking. And I'm going to post that in there. And you might think, well, Brandon, that's just you in front of a green screen. Well, my friend, check this out. You click on Edit Image, and you click on this magical background remover button, and watch what happens. Boom. Now, I probably should not have taken that in front of a green screen. Greened up my hair. I will deal with that later. But that is pretty cool. And you know what I'm going to do right here? I'm actually going to make the thumbnail for this very video. How about that? So, and that is how you can make your thumbnail for your YouTube. You can do the similar thing if you want to do it for Facebook, although I find thumbnails are not quite as critical because oftentimes Facebook and Instagram autoplay, while YouTube does not necessarily do that in the search or the kind of feed. So that's how you do it. You can create your images, you can create your thumbnails in Canva, and the only thing left is scheduling. So let's look at how that can happen. Okay, now you can schedule posts lots of different ways. Obviously the easiest way is to do it straight inside the app that you're using. In this case I have Facebook up, but I have it up in a way that you may not be familiar with. If you have a business page on Facebook, you can have access to business.facebook.com, right? It kind of comes with the package. If you've not created a business page, I really recommend that you do all of your social media stuff from your business page, not your personal page, for various reasons. But it's a much better way to engage and sort of separate your personal life from your business life. Now you can do this very same thing from a business page, or I'm not sure if you can do it from personal posts anymore, but I prefer to go to business.facebook.com for this. I don't like being distracted by social media stuff when I go to post. Now, I will show you another tool that can help you post to all the different things at one time. But for now, just kind of I wanted to introduce this because I've met several people who don't know about this feature. I do want to show you one little thing that can maybe make your life even more easy when it comes to scheduling posts. Alright, I'm on a website here called later.com. You can set up a free account and actually schedule posts for one app. Now, really isn't going to do a lot of good for doing one app because, as I already showed you, you can log into your business.facebook.com and post to Instagram and Facebook simultaneously. But this can be really useful if you want to rapidly schedule posts on both Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So if you want to post to those three things simultaneously, and to be honest, it's a lot easier to schedule ahead using this app than the native schedulers in those apps. For static posts, it's as simple as grabbing, you'll upload your images, you drag it to the time you want to post. So if I want to post it on a Friday at like 5 p.m., drag it there, pops up, type in the words, and so if I have made my spreadsheet, I just can copy the words, paste it directly here, add any additional information, click save, and boom, you're done. I'm not actually going to save this because I don't want to actually post that, but it's much faster than using the native scheduling app, and it's much easier to use, so highly recommend it. And with that, you have discovered or learned how to rapidly schedule social media posts for yourself. I hope that video was helpful for you. It was fun to make it for you. Now, if you can do me a favor, follow me on whatever platform you're viewing this video, and even head over into my website, sign up for my monthly newsletter where I can show you how to stop wasting money on broken marketing.